In this practice, you do have the option to use a bolster and possibly a chair. Welcome. Let's go ahead and get started into child's pose, bringing knees wide, your feet together, hips to heels, and then walk your hands out nice and long. Please listen to your body throughout this entire practice. If this position is uncomfortable in any way, you can always use a bolster or a large pillow. It does take some pressure off your knees, hips, and gives you a little bit more room for the belly. Once you're ready, go ahead and take 3 smooth, long, deep breaths. Closing the eyes if you haven't already. And you do have the option here to rock your forehead side to side on the mat. Maybe a little pump of the shoulders. Just putting a little bit of movement here, a little stretch along the spine. Then when you feel complete, go ahead and walk your hands back underneath your shoulders and press up into a tabletop position. Wrists beneath your shoulders, knees will be hip width distance. Let's get into some cat and cows. Inhale to drop your belly, tailbone and crown the head up. And then exhale to really round your spine, press the mat away. Inhale to drop the belly. And exhale to round the spine, tucking the tailbone, chin to chest. Couple more here. Option to stay in cat and cow, or taking whatever natural movement feels good in your body today. So for instance, you can take the crown of your head and tailbone side to side just to move your spine in the opposite direction. You can take your hips in a really big circle, or taking your torso in a figure 8 or a big circle. Yogi's choice, whatever feels good, there's no right or wrongs here. When you feel complete, we're coming into a high plank, walking the feet back just a little bit. Wrists beneath your shoulders, and then reach your tailbone all the way up and back, coming into downward dog. Really check in with the hands, make sure all 10 fingers are spread wide, shoulders away from the ears, and then feel free to pedal your feet out here, just lifting one heel at a time, putting some movement into the legs. Option to lift both heels, bending the knees, whatever feels good to you. On your next inhalation, go ahead and lift the right leg up nice and high, bending the knee, give the ankle a couple circles. When you feel complete, we'll just switch sides. Reaching the left leg up nice and high, rotating the hip open, bending the knee, and giving the ankle a couple circles. When you feel complete, go ahead and look between your hands and walk your feet forward, coming into ragdoll. Feet can come a little bit wider if you feel unstable. Option to take hands to opposite elbows. And then just let your head be heavy here. Maybe a little sway side to side, yogi's choice. When you feel complete, bend the knees deeply and very slowly start to roll vertebrae by vertebrae all the way up, head coming last. When you arrive, rolling your shoulders up to your ears and down the back. Go ahead and do that a couple times. Then rooting the feet down. On your next inhalation, reach your arms out and all the way up, palms together. Exhale to your heart. Again, inhale to float the arms out and up. Exhale to the heart. Option to close your eyes. One more. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. Exhale to the heart. Go ahead and take a giant step to the side. All 10 toes are going to be slightly out, Coming into goddess pose, squatting down, knees tracking a little bit over the feet. Tailbone will be drawing down, lengthening nice and long through your spine. Make sure your shoulders are over your hips. Feel free to move side to side here to help work a little bit more into the hips. And then inhale very slowly, arms reach out and up. Exhale right back into goddess pose. A little bit of strengthening here in the thighs and glutes. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale right back into goddess. And you can always bring your hands to your heart or keep your hands onto your hips. One more time, inhale all the way up. Exhale into goddess. Inhale to rise. Exhale, thumbs to your heart. And we're going to just step it forward to the front of the mat. Beautiful. On your next inhalation, reach the arms out and all the way up. This time as you exhale, interlace your fingers behind the back. Reaching your hands nice and long. Little bend in the knees here, chin to chest. An option here to hinge forward at the waist, folding forward for a deeper shoulder opener. When you feel complete, just releasing the hands down to the mat. We're coming into Malasana here. Go ahead and bring your feet nice and wide. Toes can even come off the mat, coming into a deep squat. You can even do this with the chair if this is too much on the knees or the belly. Bring your palms to your heart center, elbows pressing into the knees or inner thigh. Try to grow a long spine here, closing the eyes and just breathe. And slowly release the palms, straighten the legs, forward fold. And rooting the feet down, inhale, reverse swan dive, reach those arms out and up, and exhaling, arms down by your side. Again, we're going to take a giant step to the side, coming back into our goddess pose. Remember, those toes are about 45 degrees out. This time our palms will be on our knees, fingertips facing down. You may also use a chair for this practice. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, dip your right shoulder down and press the right knee away. Inhale back to center, and as you exhale, dip your left shoulder down, press the left knee away. Again, inhale center, dip the right shoulder. Inhale center, exhale, dip the left shoulder. Inhale back to center and come all the way up. Exhale, right back into goddess. Again, same thing. Inhale, breath in. Exhale to dip the right shoulder down and press the right knee away. Inhale, center. Exhale, dip the left. Inhale, center. And come all the way up. Reaching those arms out and up. Exhale to your heart. Turning your toes directly forward. Inhale, arms nice and high with a flat back. Dive it all the way down. I'm just going to do a little bit of movement here. You can bend the knees. You can let your head hang heavy. And then when you're ready, go and crawl your hands to the front of the mat, coming into a nice lunge. And then walk your right foot outside your right hand. Option, use a bolster here. This is a pretty big, deep hip stretch. So be mindful of your body. Nice, slow, deep breaths. When you're ready, press the palms down, pick up the back knee, and step your back foot forward on the outside of the hand, coming into that deep yogi squat, malasana like we did earlier. Press those elbows into the knees, thumbs to your heart, nice and long through the spine, several deep breaths. And then go ahead and release the hands down, straighten the legs, and we'll just switch the legs here, switching sides. Be mindful of your body. You do have the option to use your bolster or the large pillow. Again, you can have the bolster long ways underneath the hip, or of course to bring the forearms down to the bolster. And it's just an option. This may be too much on this side because each side is different. Just breathe. When you feel complete, we'll just bring the front knee back, coming into that tabletop position, and then putting some movement into the hips. So just picking up the knee or leg and then rolling it out. There's no right or wrongs. You can always come down to a down dog. Whatever feels good for you. When you are ready, go ahead and come into a seated position. And then extend your left leg long, hugging your right knee in. Right foot is flat on the floor. We're going to take an open twist here, so away from the bent knee. Left hand will come by your tailbone on the floor, lengthen nice and long through your spine, and taking a gentle twist here. When you feel complete, we'll just switch sides. And again, this is an open twist, so away from the bent leg. Giving the belly space here. Still lengthen nice and long through your spine. And if this is too much for you today, please feel free to just skip this part. When you're set, come back forward. Bring the soles of your feet together and knees wide. And we're going to put about a foot away from the heels from the groin. So quite a bit of space in between. Then making a little basket with your hands, place your feet in your hand basket. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, elbows will come out to the side, pulling your heart forward, not down. We don't want to round the spine here, but a nice long spine as you reach the heart forward. Make sure you're breathing. If for some reason you cannot reach the feet, you can always use a strap or a belt. Couple more deep breaths. And slowly start to rise. Bringing the feet mat width distance, hands behind you, and then windshield wiper your knees side to side. And then bringing your feet nice and wide, placing one hand in front of you, one hand behind you, and scoot the hips a little bit more forward for a little bit more of an opening. Option to use a bolster or a thick pillow here. And then as you inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale to slowly melt onto the bolster. If you need a little bit more space for the belly, please feel free to just scoot the bolster further in front of you. Go ahead and just melt. Relax the hands, breathing. Relax your facial muscles, and just focus on your breath here as you relax your hips. And slowly start to bring the hands underneath the shoulders, slowly rising up, removing your bolster, and then very slowly go ahead and bring the legs forward, coming all the way down to the back. Drawing the knees in, little rock side to side, massaging out the spine. Maybe even taking the knees in a nice big circle. When you're ready, we'll come into happy baby, grabbing the outer edges of the feet or the big toes. Soles of your feet face the ceiling. You can put a little rock here. When you feel complete, let's just get comfortable. Option to extend the legs long. You can take fallen bridge with knees together, feet wide. Maybe you'd like to use your bolster underneath your knees or feet. Or you can always bring your feet together, knees wide. Whatever you're drawn to at this moment. And then arms can be by your side, or maybe one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Closing the eyes, take a deep breath in. Open mouth, just sigh it out. Relaxing the muscles around the face. Remove the tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Relax your shoulders and your hips and toes. I encourage you to stay in this position as long as you need. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.